You know, you were wonderful about turning in questions, and I have so many more questions that could be asked, and yet for each candidate to have their 3-minute summation presentation and then some minor housekeeping at the end, we really need to move to the candidates and their summations. So I apologize to you. I would encourage you, because many of you had specific questions for specific candidates about background and experience. My suggestion is catch them before they leave. And may I just ask the candidates if you'll let them know how they can contact you after today so that they can reach you to get some more answers. This is probably the best participation in questions coming from an audience that I've ever seen. So congratulations to you. Congratulations to you as candidates for developing and encouraging that kind of questioning. So now we will start, and we'll start with Mr. Huppenthal with your 3-minute summation presentation.
Well,
and if you'd like, feel free to come to the podium so everybody can see you.
I'm a student of organizations, and our education system is a massive organization, over 1 million people involved with it, and I think the principles of organizations apply. You want leadership that creates a consensus, and I am highly skilled at doing that. I've done over 200 pieces of legislation, many core pieces. Early in my career, I went to the teachers union and said, hey, let's have some pride. Let's shorten the amount of time that it takes to dismiss a non-performing teacher. California went the other way. They went, and now it takes 4.5 years to dismiss a non-performing teacher in California. In Arizona, I shortened that to 90 days. It was the shortest period in the nation. Still kept due process. That never issued a press release on any of those 200 pieces of legislation. I'm absolutely at the cutting edge of every educational debate in what's involved in how you implement that. You need leadership that has a profound knowledge of what they're talking about. Education system is extraordinarily susceptible to fads, and we see a number of those that are potentially highly destructive coming out of Washington with the reenactment of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act. We're going to need somebody who has a lot of skill to guide us through that thicket so that that doesn't damage Arizona, and matter of fact, we use it as leverage to move Arizona forward. We need a new relationship with the taxpayers in our communities, and it's got to be a healthy relationship. We need to create that value formula that I talked about earlier. We create $2 of value, we would ask for 1 back. We can do that. We can define educational value, we can do it very scientifically, and we can create a new relationship with the taxpayers, one in which they're more than glad to give us 50% of the value that we create. I've got the creativity. Had somebody come up to me after one of our discussions, and he said, I'm voting for you. Engineers fix things. You're an engineer. It's obvious that you have spent a lot of time doing your homework, plowing through literally thousands of studies, separating the wheat from the chaff, so that when we don't make decisions, I didn't readily adopt the value-added system that Tennessee did because it wasn't working in Tennessee. But Florida now shows us how you put value-added systems in place. I have the technical capability of doing that, and we can do better than Florida because we can also include the relationship measures that are so key for the success of a school. What percentage of your teachers say it's an excellent place to work? What percentage of your teachers say their child is, or the parents say their child is getting an excellent education? When we put these measures in place, there's going to be a shockwave that rolls through the system. There are some school districts where not a single teacher says it's an excellent place to work. There are other school districts where as many as 80% do. The average for the whole state is only 26. I have the skills to lead Arizona forward and create excellent schools. I look forward to doing that. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Dugan?
As I said, this is my first run in a political office, but I'm not new to politics. As a high school principal, I was the co-chair and co-author of a grassroots initiative called English for the Children, and that initiative got rid of bilingual education in the year 2000 and replaced it with structured English immersion for our students who do not speak English as a first language. And I'm happy to say that our students today are being reclassified, moving into the mainstream classroom and doing quite well. I took that on because I truly believe that all students deserve a quality education in Arizona, regardless of where they come from, what language they speak, what color skin they have. And I continue to fight the fight that all kids in Arizona deserve a quality education. I stand for quality and equity. We keep talking about reform in Arizona, and I can tell you we have wasted a lot of time talking about reform when there are 5 elements that are dear to my heart. And for 37 years, I know there are 5 elements that every parent should demand of their schools. And it doesn't cost a lot of money, but it does take hard work. You need a dedicated, visible principal that sets the culture and the tone of that school. You need effective teachers, teachers that not only know the content but can motivate students in the classroom. You need a comprehensive curriculum, one that extends those students who want to go to college and those students who want to go to the vocational career pathway. You need a strong discipline program, and you need motivated students. Those are the 5 elements that I know that work in individual schools. Again, we continue to say that schools in Arizona are not working. There are some schools that need help, but if we use the 5 elements that I know have worked, I have done all of my work, the 30 years that I spent in the classroom and as a high school principal in schools with low socioeconomic students. And those students have shown that they can achieve, but you have got to make sure that you have courses that extend them. You have to make sure that you do not focus on remediation, but you have classes for advanced placement. Even though you have small numbers, you must always have high standards for those students with high expectations that marry with high standards. You have to make sure that you have teachers that believe all students can learn, even those students who come from homes where maybe the parents don't earn what parents earn in Scottsdale or in those high affluent areas. And I had those teachers at Glendale High School, and we did move our students from a low-performing school to a high-achievement school. That's what we can do in Arizona with those 5 elements. Again, many of our schools need help, but not all of our schools. And I'm here to tell you, Arizona schools can get better, but not all of our schools need to be imploded. Thank you. Please go to my website, www.margaretdugan.com.